Hey guys, how's everyone doing? This is Nick from ForexNoobs.com with the daily analysis. Today is Wednesday, the 20th of January, 2021. Time is 10 a.m. here in the UK. You're looking at a Euro AUD daily chart. Today's analysis, the price action setups across all these pairs listed to the right here, and we're also going to be discussing open setups and all that kind of stuff. So let's just dive right into it, guys. First of all, Euro AUD. This closed out as a loss for most of you. I know some people are still in it because they had a much wider stop, but I would say like, I don't know, 90% of people just at a guess got stopped out of this one. A bit unfortunate. It is turning back. We just needed a wider stop on this one, I believe. I still think it's going to hit the target I was looking at. I just think our stop loss wasn't wide enough. What can you do? It happens. You can never have like the perfect stop loss. I did my best with the stop loss. I placed it behind barriers. I placed it behind recent highs, but it just pulled back a little too far, stopped me out. Is what it is. If you're still in it, I would say hold on. I definitely think this has potential to head down towards that target. AUD New Zealand, this is another trade. Now this one obviously hasn't hit stop loss. This one hasn't even come close to hitting stop loss. This one's in profit right now. Has a pretty large target, but honestly the target I would be happy with is more like here. And you know, it's a third of the way to that now, roughly. So it's not doing too bad. Anyone who's in this one with me, just hold on to it. Let's see if it breaks yesterday's high. I know it pulled back yesterday. So yesterday it pushed up to here. It broke this choke point here. And then from about 3 p.m. it started heading down. Today it's gone back up almost to the highs it hit yesterday. So let's see if it's able to break those highs today. So if you're in AUD New Zealand long, just hold on to this one. No reason to exit. Right, so let's look at what else is happening. First of all, we've got that range we spotted yesterday on AUDUSD. This range is kind of progressing. We're just looking to short the top of the range, so we want price to push up further. It's not quite there yet. It's about halfway between now, a bit less than half. Oh no, maybe that is half. Doesn't really matter. The point is, it's heading towards the top. I'm looking for a short from the top. GBP New Zealand, we were looking for price to stall out on this resistance area for a potential short trade if it stalled out. Clearly, it has not stalled out, so this one, we can move it off the list. Euro GBP, we're looking for something similar. We're looking for price to stall out on this support area, but it hasn't really stalled out. It hasn't given us a trade, so that one's off the list. Let's look for some other setups. Dave, is this now a continuation? I assume you're talking about Euro AUD. You could, in fact, enter that as a continuation, but there is a big problem with that. There's a choke point here, and this choke point has proven itself to be strong. When we went short, it's where price turned around. So I'd be a bit apprehensive about entering short with a choke point that's proven itself to be strong only a few days ago. So personally, I wouldn't do it. But it is, technically speaking, a continuation trade. So it is a continuation trade. You could enter short. I just feel like it's a bit of a risky move, personally. That doesn't mean you can't do it. Just because I feel like it's risky doesn't mean that you can't enter the trade. It's just it's too risky for me personally. But if you want to, you could enter short. Just be careful when price hits this this area. I think it's going down. I think it's going down. Based on the price action I'm seeing, I think it's going down. So yeah, a continuation trade is not a horrible idea. You just have to be very mindful of this choke point here. And this choke point isn't just based on this bounce, it's based on like historical bounces. Price has been reacting at this level for quite some time. So, yeah. No, I'm not saying anything, and I'm just flicking through the charts. It's just I'm not seeing anything interesting on these charts, so there's no point of me kind of talking through it. If I don't see any potential setups, then GBPJPY is in a bullish trend, guys. Yesterday's webinar was not made public because it was just a bit of a mess with all the audio issues, and I just didn't want to hear the complaints from people. So today's webinar is going to be public, which means because it's a public webinar, we can't discuss breakout setups. So all I'm going to say right now is there is a potential breakout setup. I'll expand on it in the written analysis on the forum, the written version of this analysis. I'll expand on why this is a breakout setup, but because this is going to be a public webinar, I don't want to discuss breakout setups. There are members only setup. So there is a potential breakout here. I'll break it down in the forum. I wish YouTube allowed me to just snip parts out of a live stream after it's complete. I'm just going to have another quick run through to just be sure I didn't miss anything here. I did actually miss something. No. I was thinking maybe a breakout on Euro GBP, but no. Right, guys, that is all I see for today's analysis. Again, it's a bit of a slow start to the year we're having. Normally, I'd like to see more setups in this, but it's not bad. We have 3 potential setups here, so 1 open setup, 1 recently closed setup, which unfortunately closed as a loss, but hey, it's a setup. So I wouldn't say it's a slow start to the year. I'd say it's kind of like a medium start to the year, moderate start to the year. But we got some setups here, so let's do a quick summary. If there's any questions, guys, start typing them now while I do the summary. So first of all, AUDUSD, we're just looking for price to hit the top of the range for a potential short from the top of the range. AUDJPY and GBPJPY, these both have potential breakout trades. Now, like I said, I'll expand on these in the forum analysis, basically the written version of this analysis, and that will get emailed out to all members. I just don't want to discuss these members only setups in detail in the live analysis. Nothing on Euro USD. No, I don't really see anything here. What are you seeing here? I'm guessing you're probably thinking continuation. If you are thinking continuation, I strongly recommend you watch the members only webinar we did just somewhere near the start of this month or the mid of this month. I can't remember when it was exactly. I think it was on like the 12th or the 11th of Jan. We did a webinar on identifying trends. Yeah, it's indecision, but I just don't see a valid setup here. There's no good reversal setup. Choke point right here. So there's no good reversal setup. It's not a continuation setup. Any other questions, guys? Sorry about that noise, guys. I was just playing with a deck of cards. I don't know why I picked up a deck of cards and just did that. It's just kind of like automation mode. Obviously, I shouldn't be doing that during a webinar. Yeah, GBPCHF does look like it's at the top of a range. I agree. I did see that, but it's just such a messy range. Like, look at how long from the bottom of this range it took to get to the top. Right? It took 24 daily candles, 24 days. And it's actually 36 days when you factor in weekends. How long did it take to get to the bottom last time? So I guess from here to here, 12 days. How long did it take to get to the top this time? 58 days. How long did it take to get to the top this time? 46 days. Oh, and obviously the bottom. That was fast, right? But then we got 46 days. 21 days. Generally speaking, it takes quite a while for this to traverse the range that it's in. And during that time, it's just constantly spiking up and down most times, okay, with the exception of that. I just don't like it. Just not interested in it at all. Don't want to be in a trade for like 30, 40 days. I mean, if you really want to enter it, you can. I'll put it on the list as a potential setup. If we get indecision here, you could enter short. You might get lucky and it might end up being like this previous short from there. But you might get unlucky and it might end up being like that short from there. Odds are that it will probably just be a very, very long ride to get to profit in that trade. Now, I can't remember the swap off the top of my head. But it is a negative swap on a short trade, so you're going to be paying negative swap to hold this position. So doesn't really seem worth it, in my opinion. Because if you do end up holding it for 40 days to get to the other side of the range, you're paying negative swap that whole time. I don't know. So I'll leave it there for you guys as a potential, but I'm not trading this one personally. Doesn't look like there's any other questions, guys. I'm going to wrap this one up. So thank you guys very much for attending, and I'll see you for tomorrow's analysis, which is going to be at 10 a.m. Also, tomorrow's analysis will be a members only analysis. Keep an eye on the forum for a further breakdown of these breakout setups that are happening potentially on AUDJPY and GBPJPY. So thank you guys very much, and I'll see you later.